Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Letty and this is my creative space where I will share sewing, knitting and other crafty projects. Today's video is another sewing video where I will share some of my latest makes, which includes a big project that I was working on over a couple of years actually and finally finished it, and some smaller projects that I worked on the side, as well as an update on my work in progress. Today's first make that I would like to show and share with you is the penny dress from Colette Patterns. I bought that dress, I think, 3 years ago, and I wanted to have it back then, but I couldn't get the fit right. But before we go into that, some details about this dress. This dress comes in a very wide and good size range, which is from 0 to 26, and that correlates to bust measurements of 84 to 137 centimeters. That would be 33 to 54 inches. Waist measurements of 36 to 190 centimeters. That would be 25 to 47 inches. And the hip measurement goes from 89 to 145 centimeters. That would be 35 to 57 inches. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the details about the height that they were drafting from. So or for, not from. But I couldn't find the details on their side. This is a little bit unfortunate. But other than that, they come really in a good size range. It's very size inclusive. They recommend lightweight fabrics for this kind of dress, like cotton lawn or cotton wool. I never know how to pronounce that correctly. Or linen or viscose. And the skill level is for intermediate sews, and I would agree there are some details here and there where you have to pay attention and take your time. But overall, I would say it is fast-ish to make if you take your time to prepare everything. I think I took around 3 evenings or maybe 4 evenings. I think I let it hang the whole dress for a little bit to do the hem, let they do their thing. I was afraid that it might be dropping a little bit on the side seams, but no, it didn't. But I gave it a little bit of extra time for hanging so that I have a nice and even hemline by the end. So the fabric that I was using for this dress in particular is a linen. Why would I want to say linen? It is in viscose. Unfortunately, it's not a linen, but it's a very nice Italian viscose that I found on my latest trip to Belgrade, where I nowadays really like to shop because they have the most prettiest fabrics that I can find in Germany. I usually don't have such beautiful fabrics on hand. So I found that fabric, and I would like to have more fabrics that are on a dark base with some prints, either prints, more abstracts, or flowers. In that case, I found these flowers, and I really liked it, and I hope it goes together with my hair color. I'm not 100% sure about that, but hair colors are changing anyways all the time for me, so I thought it is a good starting point for getting more colorful prints. You would say maybe it's not a colorful print for you, but for me that is very bright and colorful and definitely not my usual comfort zone, which is pure black. But I definitely like it. It is super soft and drapey, and against the skin it really feels like a nice warm, not a blanket, but something that is very cozy, and I love to wear it, I have to say. So this is the fabric that I found, and I think it took around 3 meters for me to make this dress, which is super pretty. You also need to make that dress some buttons. I needed 10 buttons because I made some alterations. I think the original pattern calls for 4 or 5 buttons, and then you use snaps. I think I mentioned that in my last video that I really am not a big fan of the snap closure that they have, and I modified that a lot. What I did is basically version 2 with sleeves. So they have their first version, which comes in a gathered skirt, and I think it has a waistband between the bodice and the skirt. And version 2 is sleeveless, but uses a semicircle skirt, something on those lines. And I tried the skirt with the gathers as a standalone skirt, I think last year or the year before, and I did not really like the look on me. I have no idea why, but for me it really looks like a tutu. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely did not like these gathered skirts kind of looks on me. So I went with the plain semicircle skirt, and I'm very happy that I did that. So why this took so long for me is I needed to draft my bodice block for my wide shoulders. I have pretty wide shoulders, and every time I buy a pattern, I have the problem that none of it fits. So yeah, it took me around, I think, 1.5 years to really perfect, and I would not even say it's like 100% perfect, but good enough or perfect enough, to really get that fit nailed to my body and to pinpoint where the issues come from and how to solve the issues. So yeah, I think 1.5 years later, I had a body block that I then can use to adapt the front portion of the bodice, the back bodice, and the yoke. But I think the yoke was mainly just adjusting the sleeve and how the sleeve is basically rounded. And then I also had to adjust, of course, the sleeve. I think there's still one issue that I have with sleeves in general, that I have a drag line if I really put my arm like this or have it like this. And then I have a drag line that is, I think, indicating that on one point it does not have enough fabric. But yeah, I have to go back to my pattern book on how to alter your pattern for this specific drag lines. But I have to say, I was wearing this dress for a couple of hours now, and I don't really notice this. I mean, usually you don't walk around with your arms like that. I mean, who does that? But yeah, this is still one thing that maybe I will have to tackle over the next year or so if I really want to get that also out of the way of the pattern. But still, this is really now a pattern that I can wear, that fits me. I don't know what the intention is of the fit of the original pattern. I mean, the photos indicate that it is quite fitted in the bodice part, but for me, I had a lot of room around the bust and around the waist, which, I mean, yes, it is nice, but from the photos, it looked more fitted than it really was on me. And yeah, I mean, I had the back issues as always, and then around the bust area, there were a lot of room to fill, but I don't have that much boobs to fill the room that was available. So yeah, I adjusted the bodice part for this, and I'm super happy that I did it now. It really fits me. So this was a major adjustment that I had to do. I will try to insert some pictures of the original line drawings or pattern pieces, and now how my pattern pieces look. Maybe you get an idea that I think most of us have to do the fine adjustments here and there. One major adjustment was the position of the darts, especially the side dart, that came for me on the original pattern in a very weird position, and really on a point where I was like, okay, what should form here? Definitely nothing there for me to be formed of, but yeah, I adjusted that, and also the width of the under dart, and also the shaping. And I have to say, I would argue that a lot of people, I guess, would need that adjustment to really fit their curvature of the body. I mean, every body is so unique in its form and shape, and I think that is an adjustment that I think most people probably need to do. Another thing that I adjusted out of pure laziness, and I do not know why they put it into, maybe to save some fabric, I don't know, but in the original pattern you have a center back seam in the skirt part, and yeah, I omitted that. Can I really show it? Yeah, I mean, it's basically just a block of fabric now, and I did not see the need to have a center back seam. I mean, there's no zipper, there's no nothing. Why would I do that? So yeah, I omitted that, and I also then omitted the breast pockets. I have them. I think on the Kale shirt, I have this breast pockets. I don't really use it, and this skirt or this dress has very deep, nice side pockets. If I can find it, so there's not really the need for a breast pocket. And I mean, it's also maybe a little bit distracting because it is a busy print. And if you would have another patch pocket here, or not a patch pocket, breast pocket, but looks like a patch, could be maybe a little bit too much busyness, or could be too busy. Yeah, so I omitted that as well. Another thing that I changed, and I mentioned that in my last video as well, that how they intend to finish the garment. You are constructing the garment depending on which one, but both of them are, you are doing the bodice part, and then you fold the placket already. Then you do the skirt part, you attach, and you will basically have where the bodice and the placket meet, these the seam, and you would have the placket to match here, which is a super weird position, and I do not know why they did that. What I did for my version, first of all, I hated that snap closing. It looked really just ugly. I didn't feel secure in it. And I changed the whole front skirt to have a placket over the full length. And then I also changed the construction method. So I sewed everything from the bodice part except the placket, attached the skirt to the front and to the back, and then I sewed the placket so that I have a very tidy finish here. I hope you can see that. Otherwise I will put in some more details. So yeah, so now it really, I think it looks good and pretty and not ugly. I mean, yeah. I'm not perfect when it comes to the inside of my garments, but this was really one thing that bothered me. I couldn't make it really, lining properly next to each other, and there was always either a gap or a pucker, so did not really enjoy the look of that and changed it. And now it really looks good. I mean, yes, the buttonholes are a little bit frizzy right now. I think I will have to cut some of the extra little fabrics away, fabric threads. But yeah, another thing that annoys me, and I think I have to do some more research, this is the only really thing that I don't like about the whole dress, and I have to say this is just me knowing that it looks like that, is the inside of the collar. And this collar, I think that's the collar stand, that all the time you're attaching it to the right side. With the inside pressed up so that you then can sew it down. And I never have a beautiful finish on that. Every time I try it, it doesn't look super neat. And what I did this time is I didn't give it a top stitch. I just hand stitched it down so that it doesn't look too ugly, but I can see that this part of the placket doesn't come down to the seam where it actually should come down. I don't know what I did wrong, and I think I just have to find a better method for me. I think other designers maybe have a different approach on how to sew these collar stands, and maybe I need to research a little bit more what's more a method that I enjoy and where I enjoy the finished look of it better. But yeah, this is the only thing I really have to say I dislike. One thing that you will also maybe see or hopefully see on the video that I took of that garment, I changed my sleeves and my armholes so that I have the full range of movement of my arms. I noticed that with several woven fabric patterns, and especially in the dress department, that you sometimes just get your hands up to this level, and I don't know, I need to have the full range of movement with my arms. I want to really, I mean, I never do like a mountain pose or anything like that when I'm wearing a dress, but I really hate that if I'm restricted. So what I really did is paying attention of my muslin and checking that I can move my arms around my head if I need that. I mean, maybe I go dancing one day and I need to throw my arms in the air. But yeah, can definitely do it, and that really was worth the effort of putting all the hours into making that bodice block fit my body. Yeah, I'm super happy. Another thing that I did is, where is it? I found the dress, it doesn't look plain, or I don't know. I don't really enjoy when you see that there's a visible seam between the bodice and the skirt. And I really enjoy the little bands. How do you call these things? Ties. It's not really a belt, but I like to tie these bands around my waist area. That is why I made one little thing. And I think it was 2 meters it is, so that I can comfortably wrap it around my waist, make a nice knot, and have longish ends to hang down. So to give it a little bit more interest, maybe, I found it, yeah, something was missing for me in the dress, either on the waist, or what I found with that tie as well. I can also tie it as a bow tie kind of situation over my around my neck, and yeah, I have to say I enjoy both of these styles. So kind of yeah, a little bit more versatility for this dress, and maybe also if I like more definition around the waist. Not that there's a lot of definition already in the waist, but I kind of like this detail that adds a little bit of visual interest maybe to the dress and to the look. So yeah, after a long period of time of doing the whole bodice block situation for my body, getting it right, after 3 years or 4 years, I don't remember, I think it was 3 years when I bought that, I finally have a penny dress that fits me the way I like it. And yeah, I hope it will get a lot worn this summer. I think it will be. It is, as I said, super nice to wear. I wore it today and it was nice and warm and toasty, but still it felt very comfy in the dress. And also the length is a length that I definitely enjoy. I think the last one, the prototype, was the original length, which is around mid-calf, and I tried to like it, but I think for me I'm not quite there yet, or it's not my shape that I like on the body. So it is the knee length again. Yeah, absolutely happy. If you try this pattern, I can highly recommend it. I have to say, if you can fit it to your body, or maybe you are just a person who has not so many issues, then great for you. But this is definitely a pattern I like, and I can highly recommend sewing. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. This is definitely the biggest project. And then I found myself again with the spark tights pattern that I mentioned also the last time, where I sewed several prototypes to maybe get the fit perfect. But I also used a fabric that I absolutely not enjoyed. This time I thought I should go back to this pattern. I need one pair of shorts for the summer for running, and I have an upcoming event where I definitely needed a good pair of running shorts. I mean, I have some, but I wanted a new one. And what I did is I grabbed the pattern again, the Spark Tights pattern in size E, but used this time a bike jersey. I have a very nice black bike jersey where also, it's actually somewhere around here, but yeah, I have another leggings, just a plain leggings that I drafted myself, made out of that fabric, and it's a very nice fabric against the skin. Yeah, even for warmer weather, you don't feel super sweaty in it, and it doesn't feel like something against your skin. So super nice and pleasant to wear. And what I did was making another Spark Tights in pure size E, but I shortened the tights, or I shortened the bike short version, let's put it that way. The bike shorts around the edge where the pockets hit the main part again, the back part basically. And it is a great length. One thing that is annoying is, of course, I should have thought about that before I made that, but yeah, it didn't cross my mind. The part where all the fabric layers are from the pockets, it's super dense. Another thing is I found with that size E around my thighs, it's definitely not my size. It is very tight around the thigh, and when I finished that and went for a run with it, I thought, okay, they're just this little bit too tight. I guess they will crawl up on me and I will hate it. But I was pleasantly surprised that even though they are this little tiny bit of too tight for me, they didn't move at all. I was really impressed with this kind of outcome. I didn't expect that, because usually when they are too tight and you are running for long, like let's say an hour and a half, usually you can feel it that they're slowly but surely walking up on your leg. But no, they didn't. So super happy with them. It's definitely the length that I enjoy the most wearing. But I know that they are just a little bit too tight. I think I will still wear them either as security panties under my skirts and dresses, or just purely for running when I'm going for shorter runs. But with that in mind, I knew that I wanted to try the full short bike short version, which I thought is maybe a little bit too long for my liking in running. And yes, they are just a little bit too long, but oh my word, I used this size E on the waist and parts of the hip. And what I then did is graded the outer and inner seams to the size F. And they are fitting me so perfectly right now. I absolutely like it. And I think I have another or a similar bike jersey to this in black as well, that I will use for the version for hiking in Japan. So I will definitely grade out everything. I think it is really around the hip size where I started grading to the size F. So this should be then the perfect size for me. And yes, I made this the bike short length, of course, of the pockets, which I thought I would never use until just recently, where I didn't have my running belt with me and I needed to put my phone and keys somewhere. And I mean, they have these very roomy pockets, and everything stays where it should stay. So I used them as actual pockets this time, and I have to say I'm very much impressed. And yeah, in general, they are, for my liking, still this little bit too long, but I wore it on my very long run the other day and they are perfect. You can't feel them against your skin after an hour, and even in the second hour, when it goes to 2.5 hours maybe, they don't bother me at all. I have a very snug fit on the waist, which is perfect, but not too tight. And then everything upwards, you basically don't feel the fabric and the tight against your skin. The only issue that I have, and I think there is an issue in the pattern with that, when I sewed the seam, the edge seam, forgot the word, what is it? Doesn't come back to me. English, not the native language, as you can tell. But yeah, when I sewed this hem, there we are. When I sewed the hem, I noticed that there's a difference between, let me see. Yeah, somehow they have a problem, and I think it is with the back piece. The back piece and the length of that doesn't fit to the rest of the front and the gusset piece. And yeah, it made me do, you have like a little curve now, or I have a little curve in the inside, which I don't like, and I noted that down, and I hope I will remember that the next time I make the shorts, that I have to either elongate the back piece or whatever. I definitely have to pay more attention next time to level this out. but I mean, that is the only issue, so to say. Everything else, perfect. I'm absolutely impressed, and I will happily wear this shorts next weekend when I will attend my very first trail running race. Which is only a half marathon, so nothing too long, but I'm super happy that I now have long shorts, or better shorts for long runs. Let's put it that way. I will definitely make these again once I need some more, and I would definitely like to make now the pair for Japan, so I can't promise you that we will not see them one more time. I think very likely in the next video, where I definitely want to finish the tights, at least for Japan, because I want to get that started. The last project that I would like to share with you is just a quick and easy make. This tank top that I did. This is based off my bodice blog for stretch materials, and I have two versions. One that is a little bit more loose fitting, that you saw the prototype for the slit top last time, and this one is the more fitted version, where it's really basically skin fitting, or I don't know, more tight fitting for sports kind of shirts. And I tried the very tight fitting one for a tank top, because I would like to get another tank top kind of dress with some side slits out of that pattern. And I did not know how deep the armholes should be, and also the neckline, what kind of a neckline I like. And I made a little bit of a mistake. I usually don't use the edge binding for the arm sleeves, for the sleeve holes. Usually just bind it with folding over. But this time I unfortunately didn't have enough fabric left, so I used for the first time this just this binding that you also use for the neckline. And I have to say, I really like the fit, because it sits very snug and nothing flaps around. So maybe I will incorporate this actually for the dress as well, or just make make this part a little bit wider, so that I just can fold it over with. But it's a very nice pattern, and the fabric is a lot of blue hair. I think a bamboo jersey, so just something for around the house. And I have to check if this fabric is maybe too warm now for summer and the outside. But just a short little tank top for around the house. I also really like them in winter and colder months to wear underneath your skirts, shirts, dresses, whatever. So I'm very happy with that. And I hope I will also get around soon to make out of that successfully tank top pattern now a tank top kind of dress with some side slits. This is, as I said, the last finished object. And now an update on my back project, which I just realized I forgot the actual back. Where is the back? I guess we have to search for the back. Okay, now we have the back. So I'm still working on the prototype for the Veiiko backpack pattern from Hansedelli. And I finished the prototype without any zippers, just that I can see like how the actual backpack would look like. And it is made up in the original way of doing it. As I said, it does not have the zipper, but it has the main compartment with the, the notebook sleeve, and also all the details for the back of the backpack and the straps, which are just, they are prototypes. So I just attached some ribbon to it that I can see roughly how it will look like. And also that I get a feeling for the construction method in general. So let's start with the modifications that I definitely plan to do. So the backpack opens on the side, which I really don't like. I really prefer the backpack opening in the bottom part. So the fixed part would be in the bottom part. And I hope that I easily can either just rotate everything around 90 degrees basically and attach that here. But this is something I think I will try during my process now that I cut everything out and sew everything. But maybe I think that is what I would like to do, so that this part here is not on the side, but it will be on the back, so that the backpack would open like this. This is the first thing I would like to change, and also the current zipper, which is not included in my version, is sitting between the side panel and the front, so that when you open it, you have the big compartment with the side panels and the back. That is so that you can see it. That is the way that I don't want to have my backpack to be constructed. So what I would like to do is have it basically the other way around. So this would be, what would it be? Let's phrase it differently. So this seam for me would not be a closed seam. This would be the zipper seam for me. And this seam that is currently open in my version, because the zipper is missing, would be a closed seam. And I will try to do that because my big picture with this backpack is that I can modify it in terms of making it cabin-sized luggage. So I will basically increase the size of that backpack. This is the reason why I also would like to change the construction methods, since I prefer the zipper always on the back. Or at least I don't just prefer it, I have the other backpack that is my reference backpack, where it is like this, and it's just perfect for getting to your stuff and organizing then also your backpack. So yeah, this is one major things that I have to do. And yeah, they have these hideable, the straps can be hidden away. This is also a thing that I will definitely not do, because first of all, I don't like the method of how they are hiding it. I don't like if your straps basically attach to something that is a hook. I had that already. It's not comfy for me, so I would like to change that as well. For this version at least, it will be just regular attached straps that I can use then and not hide them. So there's a little hidden pocket that will be omitted definitely. But yeah, I also have to check what kind of materials they have. I don't have these air mesh that go into one of the back panels, which I think will not be a problem. I saw that one of my other backpacks also does not have the air mesh, and this is just a small backpack that I can carry around for 1 or 2 days, so I don't have to have the air mesh here. So for this next prototype, or it's not like a prototype, but for the next version that I'm doing, that I will show you in a moment, I think I will omit the back part with the mesh. This is how far I got during the last weeks, and made a lot of notes what I want to change. And now I start the process of cutting everything out, which is kind of a very intense adventure, since there are so many parts. They're really just like, it feels like a million parts, and I have to think what will be in which fabric, and what is my lining fabric, which parts do I have to modify, because I don't, for example, want the hideaway things for the straps. But I can show you what my outer piece or outer fabric look like. So these are the pieces for the front part, and that will go together, hopefully, like, yeah, I think it's not a good idea to show it like this. Something like this. So it will be black, and the top part will be golden. This is a Cordura fabric that I bought, I think, on a sale. And then I have this gold fabric, which is technically not the best fabric for this for the backpack, because that gold will rub off and it becomes, I don't have it here, but it becomes more like brownish, not really completely like the backside, still with a shimmer, but it will not be so shimmery and shiny all the time. But this is definitely my idea of how I will tackle the backpack. So this will be the main color, this goes over it, and yeah. Let's see how that endeavor will go. I'm slowly but surely trying to find my way with that project, because it is a lot of changing on the go. But one thing I really liked with the prototype that I did, I already have an idea of what goes together, in which direction, and where may be problems. I highlighted several parts in the documentation instructions, where I found where I have to be more careful, where I don't just go free floating around and skip some steps. So I made some notes, and I hope that I can finish this project rather sooner than later. But to be fair, I think in the next month I will not have that much time to put a backpack together. At least that is what I think. Maybe I will surprise myself and use my energy completely on that backpack, but I would really like to get this backpack out and try it out, because that is also, as I mentioned maybe in the other video, it will definitely be one of the milestones that I need to achieve before I go to Japan, because that backpack, that will be, yeah, the future backpack after this backpack will be a big one. And yeah, I need a backpack for my cabin luggage. So yeah, I better get going and don't procrastinate it too much, and just listen to a podcast or some good music and just cracking it down. Yeah, we will see how that goes. Another project that I'm working on, but this is something I will just show you very quickly, because I thought I had the bold idea of, let's whip up a blouse in a week or something, because it's an oversized blouse, and what can go wrong with an oversized blouse? Guess what? Everything can go wrong. So this is, I think La Chemise is the name of that pattern from Atelier. I should have shown that, looked that up. I hope no one is listening who understands French. I think Atelier Brunette. I hope that is correct. But yeah, this is the prototype that I did for a very oversized blouse, which I really don't like. I think I will make a project video for this project, because I don't like the outcome on me. It is way too big. I try to mitigate the problems by cutting down some parts. I think it made it even worse. But at least I tried the nice placket and fixed that so that I can see how it looks. And I really like this detail, but this detail and the style line is the only thing that I really like about this pattern. So what I have to do now is find my pattern from the Kale shirt and smoosh these two patterns together. But yeah, I'm very happy that I always do a muslin with my projects, that I would have been in tears if that would be my precious gray linen fabric that I bought for this project. So yeah, whenever I will find the time and the energy to do another pattern alteration, I will do this. I have the impression that all of my projects are always a major endeavor and pattern alterations and fitting it to my body or fitting it to the way I like clothing to fit me. But yeah, this is, I guess, the reason why we are sewing. Yeah. So I hope you found this video interesting or helpful. If you have any questions about my projects, or you maybe did one of the projects that I also did, I would really hear from you what you think of them, how you like the patterns. Maybe someone of you also did this La Chemise blouse, and I would be very interested to hear your thoughts on that blouse and how it fits to you and which size that you use. But yeah, that's it for this video for today, and I hope you found it interesting, that I kept you company while maybe doing some crafty projects yourself. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.